Hello, everybody. We're having some issues tonight. My whole life is a big issue. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is. Internet problems yesterday. Today, the air conditioner's not working. I'm dying of heat. I'm telling you, it's been Andrea just bounced off. Not sure what happened there. I'm assuming her computer went out. It's like one thing after another. It's very crazy. Hi, Gail. How are you? Let me see here. I need to open a tab and bring up my channel another way. So bear with me. Okay. I got that done. Lost internet coming back. See, it's not just me. Telling you, weird things are happening. And they just keep happening and happening and happening. So just want to apologize for last Tuesday not being able to do the live. Andrea wasn't feeling well, and then she lost her fur baby a couple days afterwards. So we are doing it tonight. As soon as she comes back, and we're going to try to get through 3 depositions tonight. We're going to do Shannon Hawks. We're going to do Jennifer Long. And we're going to do Wes Miller. So, welcome, Gail. Hello, Frank Meister. How are you doing? Cassie, happy Election Tuesday. Oh, is that why all the people were by the town hall today? Fight for justice. Nice to see you. Don't mind me, everybody. I am downing Propel water because it's hot in here. Gibbo, everyone's losing their furry friends. I know. Makes me sad. Hey, Jill, how you doing? Got to restart computer. Okay. Well, while she's doing that, there is a 10-page deposition from Wes Miller, and I'm going to start on it just because I want to keep this down to an hour tonight if possible. I'm hoping things are going to cool off and that I can open some windows, but right now it doesn't look like that is going to happen. So, Wes Miller. You just lost a tooth eating Taco Bell? What the heck, dude? I've been in the sea today, but they made me come home. I want to be a merman. Yeah, I would like to be a mermaid right now, too. I'm telling you, this summer has been crazy. Wisconsin is never this hot. Never. And this air conditioning has been running for 3 months straight because it's been so hot here. So, it's crazy. Audrey, those must have been some tough refried beans. Yeah, no kidding. Yep. Gail says, stop eating there, Frank Meister. If you're going to lose a tooth, it's not worth it. Not to mention what else it does to you. All right. Andrea says she will be here in a couple minutes. I'm just going to get started. This is short. Once again, this is Wes Miller. It says, we're in the Tipton County Prosecutor's Office with Wes Miller, the attorney Bob Alden for Elizabeth Balser, and Jay Rich, Tipton County Prosecutor. Wes, this is a sworn statement, so I ask that you raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. And Wes's answer is yes. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right.
Hang on, I got to go back to my things here. We're doing Wes Miller first. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay, hang on. I had one of the other ones pulled up. I don't know what the hell happened. It just went bloop.
I'm telling you.
Oh, thanks.
Look at what happened to my internet yesterday. There's no reason for it, and it was down most of the day.
Okay, I'm up and ready.
All right. So you can start as Alden.
You've already read the first paragraph?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Wes, give me your address, please.
323 Canterbury Apartments.
Is there an apartment number?
323.
So the name of the road is 323?
Yeah. 323 Canterbury.
So it is 323 Canterbury Road in Canterbury Apartments.
Yeah.
Spelled Canterbury for me.
It is Canterbury. I don't know.
Okay, that's pretty close. I'm not sure either. I spelled it and then what? I spelled it or then Barry, do you know your zip code? Here we go.
46072.
And your telephone number?
I don't have a telephone. I have a cell phone number.
Okay, what's the first three?
317.
Do you work?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
Mosey Manufacturing.
Where is that?
Elwood.
How long have you been there?
About 7 months.
Do you have a criminal history?
As a juvenile.
That's it? Not as of now?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
20.
Well, Wes, as you know, we are here to talk about the read that sentence. We are here to talk about the case, and there has been people arrested and of people you know specifically about these individuals and anything that you might know personally about the case.
Yeah.
First of all, do you know Elizabeth Balser?
Yes.
Do you know Kyle Neff?
A little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you know John Yates?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with Yates. Are you guys good friends?
A little bit.
Well, on October the 2nd, 2002, the night that Tabitha Raines came up missing, was he with you?
I don't know. That is when I lived over at Paul's house, and
You live with Paul Vasquez?
yeah.
So when did you live with Paul?
Like 2 or 3, 4 or weeks before Tabi came up missing.
Then how long after Tabi became missing?
Probably about a week.
Girl, you got to turn your Discord off because it is bleeping and bleeping and bleeping.
All right, hang on. Okay, all done.
A week, you say? Okay, all right. And in that period of time, did Yates come and hang out a little bit?
Yeah, he came over a little bit, but not all the time.
Where did you guys meet in high school?
What?
Did you meet in high school? Did you guys hang around with the same crowd or what?
Yeah.
Okay, who all was in the crowd?
Me, Paul, Jean.
Jean?
Long.
Long, okay.
Chris Stucker, and that's about it.
Stucker?
Yeah.
How about Michael Raines?
Yeah, he's over there a lot too.
So Michael and John Yates were good friends?
Not really. I mean, they were friends. We all hung out over at the same house, but I wouldn't say they were really good friends.
Okay, you know that Yates used to date Tabi.
Yeah.
Was that ever an issue? I mean, obviously he married her. Was that ever an issue?
No, I think he dated her before him.
Right. So that was never an issue. Did you ever hear anything about how Yates bad mouthing Tabi or something?
Yeah, well, I heard one thing one day that Tabi was going around saying she was pregnant by John.
By John Yates?
Yeah, but other than that, no.
Did John tell you that?
Yeah.
John told you there were rumors that Tabi was saying that she was pregnant with his baby.
Yeah, but it was a long time ago. They only went out for a couple of weeks.
Was this before she was married to Raines?
Yeah, long before.
All right. So ever since whoever transcribed this is
Yeah, they
is
got issues.
yeah. All right. So ever since you know after Raines got married to Tabi, there was never an issue between Raines and Yates.
After they got married, I never seen them.
Never seen who?
Tabi or Michael.
Since 4 weeks before Tabi's disappearance and 1 week after you never saw Michael. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you lived with Paul Vasquez.
Yeah.
And do you know if after Tabi was found that you couldn't continue to live with Paul Vasquez at that time?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Now was he there every day? You guys were.
Yeah, he didn't have a ride.
Okay, let's go off the record just for a second.
What in the Sam H
Okay,
going on with this? Oh, it makes no sense.
go ahead.
Well, right after they found Tabi, Michael came over. Okay, so now he starts making sense after you go off the record? Come on now. Well, right after they found Tabi, Michael came over and stayed with us one night. And that is like I had seen him in 2 weeks.
Okay, so he did come over there.
Yeah, he came over and stayed the night.
Why did he come to stay with Paul?
I don't know. He was acting kind of funny.
What do you mean by that?
Well, for somebody's wife dying, he didn't really show it. He was laughing, joking around.
So did he come over and party with you guys? Is that basically what he was doing?
Yeah, he was sitting down playing video games and laughing.
So he wasn't like depressed and he wasn't worried. I mean, obviously someone had killed Tabi. He wasn't worried about someone killing him. He didn't go to Paul's to hide out to be away from someone.
I don't know.
So you don't even have any idea why he was at Paul's house?
No.
Did you say anything to Paul? You know, like what the hell's going on?
Yeah, me, Jennifer, Jean, and Paul stayed awake talking and talking in Paul's bedroom about how it was kind of weird. He was the only one who fell asleep, and we are still up trying to figure out what the hell's going on, you know?
Who's Jen?
My old lady.
Now, when you say Jean Long, are they related?
They used to be married.
So you guys, the night that Michael came over was the same night Tabi's body was found, right? Or the day after, maybe?
I'm pretty sure it was the day of.
So you guys are all up trying to figure out what is going on, and Michael is just sleeping. Had he done any drugs at any time before?
Not that I know of.
And he was real social when he got there.
He acted like a normal person.
He didn't say anything like he heard that they found Tabi's body or nothing like that?
No.
All right. There is another thing in another statement. There is a suggestion that someone said that Yates was with you on the 2nd, and you were saying he may have been or may not have been.
He is in and out so many times, I couldn't tell you.
All right. Now, did Liz Balser ever come over to Vasquez's trailer?
She came over a few times, and I stayed over there.
Why or who did she come over there with?
She came over there one time with her girlfriend. I don't remember her name, though. She's from Kokomo. She usually came over by herself.
Now, you say her girlfriend from Kokomo. Do you know anything about that girl?
I think she met her at a strip club or something like that.
Did she come over to do drugs?
No.
What did she come over for?
Chit chat.
And how about the girl? What was she like?
They were only there. I was only there for about 10 or 15 minutes before I left, and Jen talked to her.
Do you know what night that was?
I think it was the same night they found her body.
It wouldn't be the day before?
Yeah, it had to be the day before.
Why is that?
Well, because the night of, we were talking about Michael.
All right. And was there anything said during the time Liz was at the trailer about Tabi's body being gone or being missing?
I think Ashley Borland brought it up. I think she is the one that said Tabi had been missing for a few days or something like that.
Okay, so what was said after that?
I didn't hear anything after that. Me and Jennifer left.
So you didn't say anything. Nobody said anything. Just a comment was made. Just everybody just said they hope they find who it is, or what, help me out here. I mean, you said she made a comment. There was just no response.
I don't.
So you just don't know anything about, but she made the comment. Who all was there besides Ashley Borland?
Lizzie, Paul, me, and Jennifer. I think Dustin Teeters might have been there. I think Jean might have been there.
You were a suspect in this case? I think it's supposed to be, did you ever think you were a suspect in this case?
Yeah.
Can you tell me how you did hear about it?
I heard because of Tommy Nelson.
And what did he say about that?
I used to be friends with the Nelson brothers, and I stopped hanging out with them because they kept getting me in trouble.
What did they do to get you in trouble?
Oh, they did all kinds of shit. One day I got suspended from school, and Robbie came over and called 911 on my phone and got the police called over. Their stupid stuff. I was always getting in trouble by my mom because of them.
So what did he say that would cause you to be a suspect?
I guess he told Gary Stout that John told him that he had hurt a girl and gave a list of people that was with him.
And you were one of them?
Yeah.
You were never with John when he hurt a girl, is that right?
No.
So you wasn't present when that conversation was made to Nelson. Your name was just included, right?
Yeah.
And you talked to the police about where you were that night.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you told them?
I was over at Jennifer's apartment in Elwood.
All right. Now you remember. Now here we are in August of 2003. You got interviewed. I'm sure real close to the date that they found the body.
Yeah, they came and picked me up on a Saturday.
The Saturday the body was found, or a week later?
Yeah, the Saturday the body was found.
That would have been the same night Raines came over to spend the night.
Yeah, he came over the night they found the body.
Right. Then just a few hours later in the morning, the police came and got you.
Yeah, about 3 a.m.
So who all was there when the police came?
Just me and Jennifer.
So you went down to the police station, and could you go backwards Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, and count for yourself every day? Because I know that they had to say to you that they had heard from Nelson or someone that did the police tell you that they had heard it from Tommy Nelson?
No, they didn't tell me that. They told me they heard that I was a suspect and my name was mentioned numerous times.
So they had to ask you where you were on October the 2nd and who you were with, right?
Yeah.
Did you tell them? I mean, were you able to go back? Did you understand my question?
Yeah, I understand what you are saying, but there ain't no way it has been almost a year.
Right. I'm not asking you to tell me exactly what you said necessarily, because now it is August. But whatever you said on October the 5th or the 6th, the morning you got questioned, you were able to remember exactly what you did 3 or 4 days beforehand. Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you told the police something. Is what you told them true or not true?
Yeah, I told them I was with my old lady in Elwood.
So they asked you where you were on October the 3rd and the 2nd, and you told them, right?
Yeah.
Well, did they ask you anything specifically, like were you with Yates earlier or later? Is that kind of questions they asked you?
I don't remember.
Who questioned you?
Gary Stout and the state trooper.
Okay, let's go off the record for a second. Back on the record with deposition of Wes Miller. Wes, do you remember if you were tape recording what they said through the questioning? Do you remember a tape recorder being on?
I think they did. I remember seeing a tape and they read me my rights and all that stuff.
Did you sign a waiver of rights and all of that?
Yeah, I think so.
So basically, you don't know anything about the situation, about the rumors that you have heard. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You do know you saw Michael Raines the night that they found Tabi's body, and he was real normal and didn't act like he was upset at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and as far as Liz Balser, anything she said or did after this event?
No.
Okay, how about Kyle Neff?
Well, I never really hung out with Kyle Neff.
So you don't really know him.
No.
You know Yates pretty well. Did Yates and Neff hang out together?
I never seen them together, but me and John hadn't talked for a while when I moved out of town to Cicero
When did you move?
about 2 years ago.
And you just moved back from Cicero?
From Elwood, I moved back to Tipton because me and her got into a fight and we got back together. So,
Okay, how about Tabi? Did you know her at all?
yeah, I knew her a little bit when I was dating Samantha Bowl, but we never really hung out.
What was her reputation?
Who?
Tabi's.
I heard she was a 4-letter word, starts with a L, S, ends in T. I'm not saying it on YouTube.
Heard she was a S blank blank T.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? She did some stuff around town. Was that before or after she was with John Yates? Did you ever hear any rumors about her and Neff? What was their relationship?
I heard that she was pregnant by him.
Who told you that?
I think it was Ashley Borland.
Okay, then no further questions.
No wonder why Tabitha got the reputation she did. So basically, that deposition told us that Michael Raines was acting normal the night that his wife was found in the Cicero Creek in the park. No tears, no crying.
Played video games.
Yep. Played video games, laughed. Went to
Slept.
sleep. Pretty much this kid didn't know anything else.
Okay, now who? Shannon or Jennifer?
Well, wasn't Jennifer? Okay, she used to be married to Gene Long, but she was now living with Wes Miller. So let's do Jennifer's.
Okay. Oh, crap. I have to find it. Hang on.
It says, let's see.
I got it.
Wes never confronted Yates about what he told Nelson because he didn't know that Yates supposedly told Nelson anything regarding him being present. That was a handwritten note on this deposition.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Yep.
We're in the Tipton County Prosecutor's Office. In the room is myself, the Tipton County Prosecutor, Bob Alden, who represents Elizabeth Balser, and Jennifer Long. Jennifer is the deponent. Jennifer, will you raise your right hand? Please do. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Jennifer, do you live with Wes Miller and them?
Yes.
At 323 Canterbury Road at Canterbury Apartments?
Yes.
Do you have your own cell phone or telephone number?
It is the same.
Are you working?
No.
Do you have any children?
Yes.
How old are they?
4, 3, and 2.5 weeks.
Are those children by Wes?
1 second. No, just the last one.
Just the last one. All right. Like I told Wes, we are here to find out about this murder case involving Tabi, and we have 3 people in that have been arrested, and we want to know what you know about each one of them.
Okay.
First of all, it is known that you all know John Yates pretty well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you know Kyle Neff at all?
No, I have never met Kyle.
And how about Elizabeth Balser?
I know her.
How well?
Pretty well.
And how did you meet her?
I have known Liz since about 97. That is about how long I have known John and Wes.
And did you all meet at the same time or different ways?
We are all pretty much hooked with the same group of friends. And well, we're back then. I used to be married to Gene Long, who is a friend of John's and Wes's. And that is kind of how I got into the group.
Hang on a second. I got to let the dang dogs in.
Okay. Alden says, and how did Liz get into that group? Jennifer. She's just a friend, and we all used to hang out at Pop's pool hall.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
You didn't read any more, did you?
Yeah. Where it says Jennifer, they used to hang out at Pop's pool hall.
Where are you?
Alden, this is back in 97.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where? We're all pretty much. Okay. I said, how did Liz get into that group? She's okay at Pop's pool hall, and
Yep.
This is back in 97.
Yeah.
So you are talking 12 or 13 years ago when you guys were 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah, I was 16.
How old are you now?
22.
How old is Wes?
20.
Then, so you haven't had a lot of contact with Liz, or have you?
I haven't talked to Liz since, that's a good question, maybe about a year.
Well, let's resolve it around the time Tabi was missing.
I saw Liz 3 days before the day before they found Tabi. I saw her that night, that Friday, and sometime the next day.
The night before Tabitha was found, Elizabeth and a girlfriend came over to the trailer.
Yeah,
And you were there?
they were there when I got there,
And what was going on?
sitting around watching movie.
Do you know why she was there?
No, it wasn't rare that she was there. I mean, she lived 2 trailers down, so she just kind of came down.
Occasionally to visit? What is the number to Paul's trailer?
I think 36. I'm not sure. I know it is 2 more away from Liz's mom's.
Did anything unusual happen when she came over other than just watching a movie?
No,
Had there been rumors at that time that Tabi might have been involved, or excuse me, that Elizabeth might have been involved in Tabi's death? Had you heard anything about that at that time?
no, that night was the night that we heard that she was missing. We hadn't heard until that night.
How did you find out?
Ashley Borland.
Ashley said something to you?
Yeah, she had asked us if we had heard anything.
Was that before or after Elizabeth had came over there?
I think she was there at the same time.
Was you with Ashley Borland?
No, I was with Wes. When we got to Paul's. No, I was with Wes. When we got to Paul's, Paul was there, and I'm pretty sure Ashley was there, and Liz and Liz's girlfriend.
Is Ashley Borland gay, or is she?
No.
Okay, so you guys all are over there, and this just comes up like, hey, did you guys know that Tabitha Raines is missing, or something like that? Or tell me how it came up in conversation, if you can remember.
Let's see. Well, Liz left shortly after I got there because I told her some other girl was looking for her.
And who was that?
Christine Borland. She was supposed to be Liz's girlfriend at the time. I don't know what was going on there, but I had seen her and somewhere else in town, and she asked me if I knew where Lizzie was. And I said, well, she is probably at Paul's. And when I got to Paul's, she was there. And I said, Christy was looking for you. And I told her you were probably here, so she might come by here.
So that's when she took off because she was with that other girl?
Yeah, then she left.
Okay, Jay Rich. Could that be Christy Sampson? Does that name ring a bell?
Are you familiar with? I can't figure out that name.
Uh-huh.
It's the same girl that was with him in the truck the night he died. I'm pretty sure it is Borland.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute. The night who died?
That's what I'm confused. Could it be Christy Sampson? Does that name ring a bell? She says, are you familiar with? I can't figure out the name. And then she says, it's the same girl that was with him in the truck the night he died. I'm pretty sure it is Borland.
Okay.
And Rick says,
okay. In any event, huh?
Okay, go ahead.
In any event, Liz had left, and when she left, is that when Ashley Borland left?
Yeah, she just asked us if we knew that Tabi was missing.
And what was your answer?
I told her no, I didn't know. That I said something about, are you sure that she just didn't take off? Because I knew that her husband, Michael, was gone for a couple days, one time drinking with some friends. And I just had made the comment, maybe she just decided to take off for a couple days.
Let's talk about the police came later that night and arrested Wes. Is that right? Or picked him up? Is that right?
They came on Saturday night.
That's the same night?
No, that was on Friday night.
For a fact, Tabitha's body was found on a Saturday afternoon.
Uh-huh.
So the next night we stayed. What? Okay. So the next night we stayed the night at Paul's. We had been at the police station, and I don't know, just because everyone else was up there, and we went to bed. And I don't know, someone called and wanted Paul and Wes to come up there, and we were already asleep. This has to be her instead of Alden.
Yes, I would agree with you. Okay. So Jennifer says, okay, so the next night we stayed the night at Paul's. We had been at the police station, and I don't know, just because everyone else was up there, and we went to bed. And I don't know, someone called and wanted Paul and Wes to come up there, and we were already asleep. He got up there, and they asked where Wes was, and he told him that was at home asleep, and they sent someone over, put flashlights in our faces, and said, come with us. And he got up and went.
Okay,
and that was about 3 a.m.
And did the police say what they wanted to talk to him about?
No, but he pretty much knew, because he knew he had to go up and make a statement.
How did he know?
Well, because they called and wanted them to come up there.
Well, what did they want him to make a statement about? Well, I don't know. Tell me. I mean, did you know?
I knew it was about Tabi.
Why didn't they have you go?
I don't know. I guess they could have.
I'm not following you. I mean, what fact about Tabi did he think that they wanted to know?
We didn't know why. I mean, we didn't know for a long time why they wanted to talk to him. We happened to be hanging out over there at Paul's. They questioned everybody that came over there.
Michael Raines came over there that night, hadn't he?
Yeah.
And did you see him before he had come over to Paul's to stay the night?
It had been a while since I had seen him. He was in the same group of friends, though, back in 97, 98. There wasn't a day that all of these people didn't hang out. But as of the last year, hardly any of these people spoke on a daily basis. So
when Michael came over, did you wonder why he was all of a sudden coming over, or did you know?
Well, him and Paul had always been pretty close. I just figured he was there because he didn't want to be home alone.
How did he act?
Really, he didn't talk much about things. We were all standing around in the kitchen, and he was sitting at the computer. I don't know if he was playing a game or what, but we were all standing around talking, and he went to bed, and we all went to bed.
And was there some conversation when you went to bed, or was there?
Well, the rest of us stayed awake thinking what we could have done to prevent it. Where was everybody? Yeah, we talked about it. We didn't want to say too much, too loud, because we didn't want to get Michael to get upset or nothing. And he was asleep on the couch.
Well, were you just trying to get your take on it? Not that you're an expert on it. We just want your take on everything. Was it your take that he just needed to go to sleep to get himself away from it? Or was it no big deal and was playing video games just la-di-da?
Me personally, I would have thought he would have been more upset. I would have thought he would have been holding back tears, not being able to not cry. I mean, he didn't seem to be on the edge of a breakdown or anything.
And he never explained to you all why he was over there. And Paul never said, well, Michael called and said he needed to get away and be with his friends.
Well, Paul was there at the police station with him when they brought in her jewelry or something. So he could identify it or something. I don't know. But Paul was there. And when they did that, and he told him he could spend the night at his trailer if he didn't want to go home.
Did Paul tell you that, or did you just assume that?
I just assumed that.
So Paul didn't say that to you then?
No, not that I recall.
Did he stay the next night too?
I don't know. We wasn't there that night. Wes was working in Elwood that night, and he was staying with me in my apartment in Elwood. And he would have had to work, so we most likely stayed at my house that night.
Did you ever talk to Liz about this situation? Not necessarily that night, but...
No, I never really talked to her about it.
Did you ever hear her name being brought up about being a suspect in the case?
I don't think so much her. I heard a lot of people say Neff. I heard a lot of people say things that he'd done in the past, and the fact that him and his girlfriend hung out with Tabi.
And you were living in Elwood at the time?
Yeah.
So do you think that the fact that you were living in Elwood, that you didn't hear the rumor mill in Tipton?
I don't know. I mean, they had me come in and give a statement. It was during the day. They didn't make me that night.
So when you went in and gave a statement to Gary Stout, was it a tape recorded statement?
Yeah, I think so.
How about Neff? Did you guys remain friends with him?
You mean Yates? John Yates?
Yeah, I'm sorry, John Yates.
Yeah, we talked to John. He got out of jail about a week, maybe not even that, before he went back, and he is in now. All right. Bathroom.
Okay. Alden. All right. He got arrested in March in this case. So we have October till March. Did you ever hang out with him between that period of time? Jennifer. Not hung out with him, but talked to him. Alden. Did you ever see him? Jennifer. I don't know if I ever saw him. Alden. Okay. Here is the specific question. You are seeing Wes. Yates supposedly told Nelson that he had hurt somebody bad, and Nelson said, who were you with? And he had said Wes's name as the person he was with. Did you ever hear that? Jennifer. I knew that the Nelsons were the ones that brought Wes's name into this. I didn't know how it all came about. Alden. You didn't know specifically that that is the way it came about. I would have just thought that they would have confronted Wes about this, and Wes would have denied it to the police since he was obviously not with him. And then he would have something to you like said something to you like, can you believe that son of a gun Nelson said that about me? And then I would have thought Yates would have then been confronted about you or Wes. Like, did you tell Nelson that or not? But that didn't happen. That wasn't a natural confession of questioning and responses because nobody knew that Neff told Nelson this. And it shouldn't have been Neff, it should be Yates. Jennifer said no. Alden. Wes didn't know this either. Jennifer. No, he didn't. He didn't say nothing to me if he did. Alden. All right. Now, obviously, you knew Yates had been a suspect in this also. So when you saw him after what's called a suspect, so to speak, did you ever say to him, I heard you were a suspect. What's that all about? Jennifer. I don't think we have spoke since that because he got arrested. Then they had a press conference over at the community center, and That is the first we knew that it was Liz and Yates and what he was being charged with. Alden. So from October to March, you didn't talk about this. Are you back?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, there was a lot of people talking around town, this person, that person, blah, blah, blah. But as far as hearing that he had something to do with it, that wasn't until he got arrested.
What do you know about Nelson, Tommy Nelson?
Not much. I met him a few times. I know he has a twin brother.
Do you know about do you know much about his reputation? Making stuff up, telling lies, or telling the truth?
I know that he was at Wes's one time and Wes wasn't there, and he stole some stuff out of Wes's room, and Wes got it back somehow. Wes's uncle was there, and he had left Nelson in the room, and Nelson had taken the stuff.
But you don't know much about his reputation or nothing.
Not really. I don't know that much about him.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
All right, so what were the key points of that one?
Not much, really.
No.
Except for she verified that Michael was there.
Right.
And other than that, that's about it.
Right. It's kind of funny how all these people are there in one spot, but they're not talking to each other about a 16-year-old being found in the creek.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, and if they were all as tight-knit as what she said they were, she said that they were together every day in 97 and 98.
Right. And
there wasn't a day went by that they weren't together.
And that last year they had all went their separate ways.
Right.
How convenient, huh?
Yeah.
You know, we heard in this, if everybody tells a different story, nobody will get caught. It sure seems like it, reading all these depositions.
But in a roundabout way, they all are. Some of them are telling the same story.
Right.
That's what's so mind-blowing.
I know. It's so crazy. Let's see here. Okay, so who is Shannon Hawks?
She lived next door to Paul Vasquez.
Okay, so that's why her testimony is.
She supposedly, remember that supposedly she said she saw Tabi going into Paul's trailer.
Right. All right, so this is what, 10 pages long too?
Yep.
Okay.
We should knock this one out and be at an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Tape statement of Shannon Hawks. Shannon, if you would raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help God?
Yes.
Thank you. Bob Alden, state your name for the record.
Shannon Marie Hawks.
And what is your address?
1624 South 25th West, Lot 37, Tipton.
Oh, yeah, that's the long address because believe you me, I lived at that trailer court and I had to repeat that address every time I gave my address to somebody.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Okay, and is that a trailer?
Yes.
And what is the name of the trailer park you live in?
Country Living.
Did you live at the same location on October the 2nd of 2002?
Yes.
And Shannon, you gave a statement to the police that you felt that you had seen a Tabitha Raines on Wednesday, October the 2nd at Paul Vasquez's trailer around 1 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Is that correct? You wrote out that statement.
Yes.
Do you remember the approximate date you wrote out that statement?
No.
Do you remember why you wrote the statement out? Who contacted you to write the statement out? And did you volunteer?
I voluntarily wrote the statement.
What created the mental process to make you contact the police to make a statement?
Because I think I saw Tabitha there that day, the day that was said that she disappeared.
So you thought that you would be of assistance to the police. You contacted them. Did you initiate the contact? Is that right?
Yes.
And you talked to one of the police officers.
An investigator.
Who was that? Was it a state police officer or was it Stout?
Yes.
It was Stout?
Yes.
And you told him what you saw. And then did he ask you to write out a statement?
Hang on, I lost my spot.
Page 2 at the bottom.
All right, what was the question you just asked?
You go 5 lines up from the bottom.
Yes.
And then your statement reflects what you believe you saw at that time. Is that right?
Wait a minute. Yes.
Essentially, in your statement, you wrote that you felt you saw Tabitha at Paul Vasquez's trailer at 1 in the afternoon on Wednesday, the 2nd of October.
Yes.
Why are you so sure that the event that you saw at Paul Vasquez's trailer took place on Wednesday?
Because of when I heard of Tabitha's disappearance, I was remembering that was the same day that I saw her at Paul's place.
Is there something about, like her body was found on a Saturday? When did you hear about the disappearance?
I don't know the date I heard.
Would it have been after Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, and so are you trying to recollect what happened earlier, 4 or 5 days earlier? Is there something that occurred on that Wednesday that you can associate with that event? Or why were you able to pick Wednesday out instead of Tuesday or Thursday? How did you know it was a Wednesday?
I knew it was that day because a friend of mine came over to visit with me that day.
On that Wednesday?
Yes.
And who was your friend?
My friend is Caprella Roland.
Did you work on other days, or do you remember that Wednesday was the day you had her come over? How did you know that was Wednesday?
I remember because we were inaudible Halloween decorations.
You were positive that it was Wednesday. You saw this person you believed to be Tabitha at Paul Vasquez's trailer.
Yes.
All right. Now, where were you? What were the circumstances that you allegedly, supposedly saw her on that date?
I was sitting in the living room and I had my front door open. And I just glanced out and there were saw 3 girls pull up in a silver gray colored car and get out. And I believe one of them to be Tabitha.
All right. Now, you had met Tabitha Raines previously. Is that right?
Yes.
Where? Had you worked with her husband, Michael?
Yes.
Where at?
Marsh.
And Tabitha had come to Marsh and you had personal contact with her?
Yes.
And you were able to know her from that personal contact at Marsh. Is that right?
Yes.
You clearly knew what she looked like, right?
Yes.
How many times have you seen her before this?
I would say 3 times.
Now, did you, when you saw this person, end of tape side, from the person you believed to be Tabitha when you identified her?
I would say between 12 and 15 steps.
And what event was occurring that day over at Vasquez's house?
Paul and his other lady were cleaning the skirting of the trailer.
Was the other lady one of the three girls that got out of the gray car?
Yes.
And how long did the three girls stay at Paul's trailer before they left?
I would say between a half an hour, 45 minutes.
Did you hear any conversation?
No.
And did you then ask Paul at a later time if Tabitha was one at his trailer?
No.
That day?
No.
Obviously, you wouldn't have contacted the police if you weren't very sure that was in fact Tabitha on that date. Is that correct?
Yes.
What features of the individual you identified as Tabitha did the girl have that made you think it was her?
Her hair. I saw her hair and her face.
Okay.
Not real close, but
at the time, you felt you were positive that it was Tabitha.
yes.
Let's go back to the day that what makes you so sure it was that day. Have you talked with the girl that came over to your house to put up these Halloween decorations about this event?
Yes.
And did you talk to her about whether she knew that it was on a Wednesday, that in fact she did come over to your house?
Yes.
You did talk to her.
Yes. She made a statement also.
Her name again is what?
Capriella Rowland.
She also believed it was Wednesday that she was there.
Yes.
I have no further questions. J. Rich. Shannon, where does Caprella Rowland live?
She lives in Arcadia on Church Street.
So she has moved?
No.
I thought she lived in the trailer park.
No.
Okay, did Caprella know any of the people in the car, those three girls?
No.
So how would Caprella know that the event you have described of the three girls coming to Vasquez's trailer and Vasquez and this gal doing some cleaning, how would she know that it was Tabitha Raines or believe it was Tabitha Raines?
I don't know.
Do you know if Caprella knew Tabitha Raines prior to that Wednesday?
No.
No, she didn't know her?
No, she didn't.
So do you think when you say that Caprella knew they were there, she just knew that these people were there on Wednesday the 2nd? Is that correct?
Yes.
But she wouldn't know any of their names
No.
unless somebody told her what their names were.
Right.
Did you have conversation with Caprella about that event?
We were just wondering what they were trying to clean outside.
So both of you were looking out, watching, and talking about it. And then later, how did Caprella give a statement? Did you tell the police her name or give her name to the police?
She went with me when I went to talk to the investigator.
Okay.
She wasn't in the office with me, but she was waiting in the waiting area.
Describe best you can the gal that was driving the car.
She was a little bit longer than shoulder length hair. It was curly, but not real curly. And it was brown hair. And she had on jean bib overalls.
A little curly?
Yeah.
Brownish?
Yeah.
Now, what about, do you recall, did you see where Tabitha, the gal that you thought was Tabitha, was sitting in the vehicle?
In the back seat.
So she was a back seat passenger.
Yes.
Did you get a look at the front seat passenger?
Not very well.
Is there anything that you remember about the front seat passenger?
No.
You do remember that it was a female.
Yes.
But that is about it.
Yes.
Now Mr. Alden asked you what feature did this girl have that made you think it was Tabitha Raines? And you said her hair and her face. Describe what you recall about her hair. What stood out?
It looked like brown hair to me.
What style?
It had a little bit of curls in it.
Did it look like it was solid brown? Did it look like it had any highlighting or coloring or anything like that in it?
It looked like either light brown or brownish blonde color.
Did you see any sign of coloring or streaking or anything like that on this person's hair that you thought was Tabitha?
No.
No, like a blonde or a silver or a purple or yellow or red or maroon or anything like that?
No.
So it just looked like normal hair without any kind of additions to it.
Yes. From what I could see, yes.
Additions isn't a very good word, but I can't think of.
Highlight.
No, Bob Alden says highlight.
Oh.
Jay Rich, highlight, color. Yeah. Does Caprella live? Is she married?
Yes.
What is her husband's name?
Jeffrey Rowland.
And they live together there at Church Street in Arcadia?
Yes.
Okay, that is all I have. Bob Alden. What is her telephone number? Do you know?
Yep. It's 984.
Is that a 765 area code?
It's 317.
Okay, Shannon, I told you before the tape started that we had some information that Tabitha was at the time you say you saw her at a GED class. Is that correct?
Yes.
But before I told you that information, you were prepared to come in that day and give a sworn statement under oath. You saw Tabitha on October the 2nd.
Yes.
At 1 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
But you still believe that you did. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you believe it was not only Tabitha, but it was also on October the 2nd. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Oh my. So she is absolutely 100% certain she saw Tabitha on the 2nd, even though Tabi was at GED class.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
Michael takes her at 12:45, drops her off.
Right.
Could her and Jennifer and Rachel Sprinkle, or Rachel or Emily or whoever it was, Sprinkle, got in a car and left?
Yeah. We'd have to look back at the timeline to see what all times it said she left. Well, yeah, absolutely they could have, because they said she went to her friend's house and talked for a while.
And she left with one of the Sprinkle girls from school.
Yep.
Is what the Sprinkle girl said.
Yep.
That they left class at 3:30 and walked to her boyfriend's house on Poplar Street.
Right. We'd have to see what time it said she got home that day.
Well, according to Roberta, she got home at 4 o'clock. Between 4 and 4:30. No, it was 4 o'clock because then she left at 4:30.
Right.
To go walking uptown or whatever.
So could she have got to the trailer park and back in a half an hour?
Oh, easily.
Absolutely. We've driven that together.
Yeah.
So that can absolutely be done in. Now, she would not have stayed there for a half an hour and talked. She would have only stayed there 5.
Could it have been that they skipped class?
Maybe.
Because if he dropped her off at 12:45, they get to the. It's a 5-minute drive from the GED place to the trailer court.
Right.
So it would put them there at 1 o'clock.
Right.
I mean, it would be feasible for them to be at the trailer court at 1 o'clock. And then she said they stayed there for a half hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
So that they would have left 1:30, 1:45. And then gone back to the school or whatever.
Maybe went in late. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. We don't have any sightings of that or anything, but
then you also have another statement from someone saying that she also saw Tabi that day with Liz Balser.
Right.
In a vehicle.
Right. So when we talk about contradictions, we mean it. And that's just some of them. There's a lot more to go. I still think that Kyle Neff and Amanda
Oh, I do too, 100%.
had something to do with this. Were the ringleaders in this. After everything we've read, after everything we talked about, you and I have gone over each individual and different scenarios and everything else.
Lots of scenarios.
Yeah. We've gone down every rabbit hole we could.
Mm-hmm. And one person had more motive than anybody else.
Right. Exactly. So did she get her hands dirty? Probably not.
Mm-mm. No, I don't think it had anything to do with what everybody thinks
No,
it
I
has
don't
anything to
either.
do with. Sorry, but my opinion.
All right. So we've got a handful left.
We have, let's see here. We did this one and this one. We have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Oh, we did that one. 11.
Okay. So,
well, 12 if you want to count that other guy that worked with Wes Miller.
Okay. So we're going to do some more Thursday, and then next week, Monday and Tuesday. 3, 6, 9. So
a lot of them, let me see here.
A couple of them are longer.
Yeah, there's one that's 47 pages, one that's 29, one that's 28, one that's 33, 34, and 35.
So it's probably going to take us a few weeks to get through these last 11 because they are the longer ones.
Right. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are under 16 pages.
Okay, that's what I thought.
11. Yeah. So we could knock out those 4 Thursday and then start on the longer ones next week.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. So that would make, it would be Mike Lip, who was the guy that frequented Cheryl's restaurant.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
And Tiffany Boatwright and Cora Off.
Oh, that's right.
Cora Off was a next door neighbor.
Yep.
Tiffany Boatwright is one that was at Kyle and Amanda's house.
Yep.
And then Cammie Moore.
Okay. We'll knock those 4 out on Thursday and then start next week with the longer ones. Gail says, had Michael been notified at the time that Tabitha was found? Yes, he had been. He was there. Huh?
When is she referring to? Because I thought she had asked a question earlier.
Oh, did I miss it?
No, maybe not. I think she had asked that question when we were reading the deposition at some point.
Right. So
I don't know what exact time she's talking about.
It doesn't matter whose it was. Yes, if you want to talk about Wes Miller's or Jennifer Long's, yes.
Or Shannon's, yeah.
He had already been notified before he went to Paul's
house.
Vasquez's house.
Right.
Let's see here. Yeah. because everybody found out around the same time. And that's when Michael went running out of the room.
But then to hear Kelly and Jamie Hamilton talk, he didn't want to go to the park.
Right.
So did he find out when everybody else did?
Right.
Or did he know sooner?
And that's why he wasn't all broken up at that night at Paul's house.
Right.
It'll be interesting. All right, everybody. That is all for tonight. Join us on Thursday, where we're going to go through 4 more shorter depositions. And prepare for the long ones coming up.
Again.
What's that?
Again,
yes. We had to take a break on the longer ones and do some shorter ones. So we're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Thank you for watching tonight and listening to us read the depositions from Tabitha's case. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here, Mark, as always. And we will see you on Thursday to read some more. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.